Hey, yo, what's up? Are you trying to escape from Google's control and data tracking? Well, today is going to be a different video. I'll be installing GrapheneOS on my phone. And you might ask, what is GrapheneOS? Well, GrapheneOS is a private and secure mobile operating system, mostly targeting Pixel phones from Google. And so usually when you hear Android, you're usually thinking about Google. It's still Android, but it's another version of Android that tries to stay away from Google. And so it is a great option if you're trying to un-Google your life, and that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve right here. And personally, I've been thinking about switching to GrapheneOS for many years now, and for many reasons, I kept putting it off, mostly because of unsupported banking apps. And recently, I found out this website here that shows you all the banking applications compatibility with GrapheneOS. And so you just find your country. In my case, I live in Canada, and so it is right here. And so this list shows you all the banking apps that are compatible with GrapheneOS. And so in my case, all my bank applications are there, so it's very attractive to me. And so that's kind of why I'm making the switch today. And my phone that I have right here is a Pixel 7a, and I think I got it for maybe 2 years and a half. And it is supposed to still be officially supported for a few years now. And so I'm going to be installing GrapheneOS step by step. And so if you come here and you click install, you can see that there are two methods to install GrapheneOS. And so in my case, I'm going to be using the web USB based installer, as it seems to be recommended for most people. So that's what I'm going to do right here. There's another method here, command line installation, but this is for more technical users. So I'm going to keep it easy and friendly, I guess. So it kind of looks like this. You have to go through all these steps. There's a lot of text, so that's what I'm going to go through. But if you're going to do this, just as a reminder, make sure that you back up all your files on your phone, because if you install a new OS, a new operating system, that's basically going to wipe the storage on your phone. And so that means that you're going to lose all your files, all your data. And so make sure that you back everything up. And so that means pictures, photos, videos, contacts, call logs, passwords, two-factor authentications, and there are many more things. And I think it's very important to do this because usually when you use Google's Android, Google's backs up most of these things on the cloud or whatever it is on your Google account. But here, since you're using another OS that is not from Google and you're trying to stay away from Google, it's becoming more important to do these backups. And in my case, I've already done it in the last few days. And so please do your backup. Don't come at me, hey, Frank, I lost all my data and I'm so sad. No, do your backup, please. It's important. Okay, so let's look at the prerequisite right now. So the first thing it tells you is that you need a computer. So in my case, I'm retailing my computer. And you're gonna need a USB cable for attaching the device to the computer. So I have this right here. And then it tells you supported operating system. In my case, I'm currently using Pop! OS. So I'm assuming that I'm fine because Ubuntu is in the list and Pop! OS is based on Ubuntu. And I think it's also based on Debian, so I think I should be fine. Make sure your operating system is up to date before proceeding. Okay, so I have a few updates here from my Pop! Stores. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Okay, so I should be fine. And then you need one of the officially supported browser. All those browsers are based on Chromium. And here it says you should avoid Flatpaks and Snap versions of browsers. And so this is mostly if you're using Linux. And here I think that can be a little bit annoying because most of the applications that I use on my Linux operating systems are Flatpaks. And so here I'm using Chromium, but I had to install it from a deb file. And so it's a little bit more complicated. You have to search a little bit more. Hopefully they can find a way to make these things easier. Make sure your browser is up to date before proceeding. Do not use incognito or private modes. And here you need one of the officially supported devices. And from my understanding is that GrapheneOS mostly supports Pixel phones from Google. And so if you have another phone, I'm not exactly sure what to tell you because in my case, I have a Pixel phone. I'm going to be using my own phone, which is a Pixel 7a. And also it tells you to update your device before installing GrapheneOS. So in my case, I should be fine. And now this is where you get into the phone. Alright, so here I just changed my setup so that we're able to see my phone properly and what's happening with my phone. And so the next step here is to enable OEM unlocking. And so here what you have to do is that you have to enable the developer menu in the options settings, about phone, and repeatedly pressing the build menu until the developer mode is enabled. So you can go in the settings, about phone, and here at the bottom you can find the build number, and you just press this one repeatedly. Oh, actually I've already enabled, okay. All right, that's cool. The next thing that it says here is to go in settings, system, developer options, and toggle on the OEM unlocking setting. So in my setting, there's system here, and then I can go in the developers option right here, and then you can find the OEM unlocking, and you can actually enable that. Okay, it asks for my password. Okay, now there's a confirmation. Do you want to allow OEM unlocking? I'm going to enable this. And then it tells you on traditional Linux distribution, USB devices cannot be used on non-root, but it seems to be fine on other platforms. And so if you're on Windows or Mac or anything like this, I'm assuming that it's fine. And then if you use Arch Linux, you have to install this package. In my case, I'm on Debian and Ubuntu, so I'm going to install this package right here. So I'm using sudo apt-get install, and then I simply copy paste the package, password. Okay, so it seems like I already have it installed. So I guess I was ready for this. So here there's a workaround for Linux distributions. It seems like when you're updating the firmware, there's something that is blocking, and so you can disable this service to make sure that everything is working properly. So I'm simply going to copy paste this command line into the thing. So the next step is to boot into the bootloader interface. And so what you have to do is that you have to turn off the device. So I'm going to power off my device. And to get into the bootloader, what you have to do is that you have to reboot the phone and you have to hold the volume down button until you get into the bootloader. So we'll see what happens. So I'm booting up. Okay, now I'm pressing volume down. Okay, there you go. This is the fast boot mode. Okay, you see this step is not complete until your device displays a red warning triangle and the words fast boot mode. And so I guess that's what it is. The device must remain paused in fast boot mode for the installer to connect to it. Okay, so I need to stay like this. Okay, so now you connect the device to the computer. If you're on Linux, you'll need to do this again. I don't know what that means to do this again. If you didn't have the UDEV rules set up when you connected it, I should have everything. On Windows, this is what you gotta do. So make sure that you do it. Here, this is for Pixel tablets, so that's not for me. And then you unlock the bootloader. So you're gonna flash the OS and the firmware. So I'm gonna unlock the bootloader. I'm gonna select my Pixel phone 7a, connect. And now my phone is doing some things. So now for the bootloader to work, you need to confirm that you want to bootload. And so you have to use the volume buttons to switch the selection and accepting it. Okay, so by default, it is using do not unlock the bootloader. So I'm going to change it to unlock the bootloader. And now you have to press the power button to confirm. So let's see this. So I think it worked. Now you have to obtain the GrapheneOS factory image for your device. Press the button. Okay, download release. Okay, so now I'm downloading GrapheneOS. Just waiting for this. Okay, so I just finished downloading the factory image. So now what you have to do is that you have to flash the image, and this will replace the operating system and wipe all the existing data. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so it's doing this. My device is restarting. Okay, I didn't do anything, but the phone is doing its own thing. I'm just gonna wait it out then. Okay, so now it is actually writing. You can see right now that everything is writing. I didn't do anything. I didn't press any button. I'm just waiting right now. Okay, so now it just tells me that the OS just finished flashing. So that is great. So now what I have to do is I have to lock the bootloader. So now it tells me in the bootloader interface set it to locked. So what if I press this? Okay, so just like before, I had to unlock it. Now I have to lock it again. So I'm gonna press on one of those volume button, and then it says here lock the bootloader. So I'm gonna press the power button to lock the bootloader. Okay, my phone just did something. It just finished doing this thing. I didn't have to do anything. And now it says pause installation. Booting, you've successfully installed GrapheneOS and can boot it. Pressing the power button with the default start option selected in the boot menu will boot the OS. Okay, so I'm just gonna press start, I guess. We'll see what happens. So I just press start with the power button. Okay, so as you can see, I had a width screen, but now it's actually GrapheneOS. I don't know about this other screen. It was telling me that my phone was booting a different operating system, but we'll see what happens. So this is GrapheneOS logo, so this is actually reassuring for me. Okay, welcome to GrapheneOS. I love this. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna click next, connect to the Wi-Fi. Okay, I'm just gonna connect to my Wi-Fi real quick. Okay, so I connected to my Wi-Fi. Date and time. I think it looks fine. Location services. I don't know. I just think I'm gonna disable this for now. Set a pin. Okay, so now it's asking me for a pin. I'm just gonna create one real quick. Okay, I have to re-enter the pin again. All right, so I can confirm. Fingerprint unlock. Not now. I'm just gonna do that later. Security preview releases. So here it says that it's recommended to enable this. I'm not exactly sure what this is, but for now I think I'm gonna keep it like this. Restore apps and data. If you have a backup from your previous GrapheneOS device, you can restore it here. Yeah, this is my first time installing, so I don't have anything, so I'm gonna skip this. Okay, so when you reach this screen, there's a little option here at the bottom, disable OEM unlocking. And here on this website, during the first step, the final screen will contain a toggle. Okay, so from my understanding is that you have to make sure that this option is selected because that's going to disable the EOM unlocking and that's recommended. So I'm going to press start. All right, so there it is. This is GrapheneOS. I think I have a bunch of updates. Okay, so right now it's installing updates. So I'm assuming this is great. Okay, and now you can verify the installation to make sure that GrapheneOS is genuine. And the first thing here that you can do is to verify the boot key hash. And so when you're booting the device, there's some sort of yellow notice, and I saw that earlier. And you can compare this warning with the key hash, and so in my case it's the Pixel A. So I'm simply going to reboot and see if it works. So my update just finished doing this thing, so I can reboot here. So I'll be able to see the key hash in the same time. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Okay, so let's compare this key hash right here. And so when you're booting, you get to this screen, and I saw it a little bit earlier. I was kind of worried about it, but now I actually understand what this is. So now this little ID, I can compare it with the Pixel 7a key hash. So quickly like this, I think it's fine. I'm just looking at the first characters and the last characters, and I think it looks pretty fine. Yep, so I think it's fine. So I can continue the booting. Okay, the device is up to date. Thank you. Now, another way to confirm that everything is working properly is by using the Auditor app, which comes with GrapheneOS. And so it is right here. It is the icon with the shield. But from my understanding is that to use the editor app, you need to have either a second device, which also has GrapheneOS, or you can go into the remote installation, but then you need some sort of account. But I think I'm gonna keep it like this for now. And then finally, if you want to change your mind, you can go back to the stock OS, and then you can use Google's tools to make it happen. And so for now, I'm gonna use GrapheneOS. I'm gonna see how that works, and I'm gonna try it out. All right, so that was actually my first installation of GrapheneOS. I think it went pretty well. The only thing that I would say about this website is that I think there's a lot of text. And so I understand that you're trying to explain everything that is going on, but I just think there's a lot of text. But overall, I think it's pretty simple. You just follow these steps. It does what it needs to do. Now I'm simply going to go through all the settings and all different things to make sure that my phone is to my liking. But overall, I'm pretty happy about this. And so if you've reached the end of this video, you can consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and all the usual stuff. And now that you have GrapheneOS installed, you might want to install the Aurora Store and also the After It Store. Those are basically alternatives to the Google Play Store. And I made a video about it. I think it was last year or something like this. So I'm going to put the video around here so you can check that video out to install it on your device. And that's pretty much it for this video. I hope it was helpful to you, and see you in the next one. Peace.